Do you know what legacy means?
It's what you pass down to your children and your children's children. It's what remains of you when you're gone.
Welcome back to the Legacy of Westeros, your one-stop shop for all things Westeros. Well, it's a new week, and we have new leaks, and House of the Dragon Season 2 has set the world on fire yet again. Not literally, but figuratively speaking, because, we are talking about Westeros and dragons and all that good stuff. I just want to forewarn you that we do discuss spoilers in this video, so if you don't want spoilers, back out now. Otherwise, proceed forward with caution. And Ryan Condal is a topic of this video. Stay tuned to the end. Has he done something that has potentially put himself at massive risk, as well as the production of House of the Dragon Season 2? Stay tuned to the end of this video to find that out. Our multiple choice question for this video is, which location are you most excited to see in House of the Dragon Season 2? Is it King's Landing? Is it Dragonstone? Is it Winterfell? That's right, we are returning to Winterfell in Season 2 of House of the Dragon. Or is it another location? Let us know down below in the comment section and share your thoughts there. As you might have guessed from our last video, the leaks have in fact started just coming out in all shapes, sizes, and form from the production of House of the Dragon Season 2. Now, this is a common thing to have happen on Game of Thrones related properties. Just these ones are a little easier to tell what's going on if you know any of the history behind the story of House of the Dragon and or Fire and Blood. In this first set of photos, they're taken from a distance. You can tell it's that same funeral procession that we had shown earlier, although these ones are a little more in your face. If you look really closely, you can make out Alicent and Helena as the two main parties on the wagon in that second picture. Can I also just say, as we move on to these next pictures here, how absolutely refreshing it is that these guys take the time and the expense and have the patience to be able to give us a product that allows us to feel immersed in the world that they've created and put on display for all of us. Because it's not a knock against CGI and virtual backdrops, but there's just been no way to show depth on a virtual backdrop, and by going to locations, it allows your performers and it allows the audience, quite frankly, to feel like they're a part of the story more. So kudos to them for that. And obviously the blue CGI piece there in the middle of that wagon, that is in fact a dragon's head. Please remember to take a moment, like the video, leave a comment down below on what your answer was to our multiple choice question, as well as what your thoughts are on the new batch of leaks from House of the Dragon Season 2. It probably doesn't take rocket science to figure out that the stars of this batch of leaks are none other than Alicent Hightower and her daughter Helena. Now, as we've mentioned previously, this is a funeral that is going on, a ceremonial procession, if you will. And honestly, it is the aftermath of an event that, if I had to bet, for as much controversy as there was in House of the Dragon Season 1 and how people would react to things publicly on social media, I do think that the death of one of Helena's children is going to be the most talked about thing online from this show that we have seen to date, obviously depending on how it is depicted on screen. But if it is depicted on screen anywhere close to how it is in Fire and Blood, social media is going to be lit on fire that night, the next day. There'll be questions whether they crossed the line or not. I personally don't think so. This is a fictional story out of one guy's head that thousands of people are trying to bring to life. Like, let's have a little bit of a grasp on reality. But at the end of the day, make no mistake, the death of Helena's child, and I'm not going to say in this video how it happens, but obviously it happens at the hands of Team Rhaenyra and Team Daemon as a payback for what happened at the end of the first season. I do think now they could change the way it happens. I don't know. I don't have the answers to that. But if it happens the way it does in the books, the fallout from that is going to be interesting to see what side of the fence a lot of people fall on. That being said, here again, like I mentioned earlier, they spare no expense while filming these shows. One of the things that kind of irks me when watching a show like The Mandalorian and seeing the behind-the-scenes photos is you see some of the props and the costumes they bring on set for the non-notable characters are just not complete, and it's just like, oh, well, we won't show this in frame until it accidentally shows in frame, and it's a guy with a half a helmet instead of a full helmet. And I'm sorry, but like HBO, WBD, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, whoever you want to give the credit to, does not do shit like that with this project, and I respect it. Part of being a Game of Thrones fan and part of being a fan of Westeros is being able to be immersed in the world and believing that this could have existed at one point in time. Anyways, comment down below, share your thoughts there on what you thought of these new photo leaks from House of the Dragon Season 2. And I'll give you a hint, that's not all. There's more. We have more videos coming. There's actually, I'm not going to put it on our channel, but I will make people aware of it. There's physical video out there online of some of these photos being shot. And when I say photos being shot, I mean the scenes themselves being filmed. But you do hear performers talk on the streets. So even as they're talking, you can hear massive spoilers on the show. And it really does lead me to what our next video is going to be after this, which is there are massive events that happen in this season. And I keep thinking about the fact there are only 8 episodes in this season. And I'm wondering when we're going to have time to breathe, because I can tell you our next video is all about the big events of season 2, of House of the Dragon. And if it has breathing room with only having 8 episodes. Anyways, as we have mentioned before, if you want to support the channel on another level, you can do so by heading over to our Patreon page, which is joined with Fandom Empire. It's patreon.com/Fandom Empire. Join today and get access to our Beyond the Wall tier. That's right, we did go there. And get bonus content each and every month from Zach, myself, and some select others. And then there's other things on our Patreon like Halloween, horror, movie news, Star Wars, etc. So be on the lookout for that. But if you just want to support the channel on another level, just share the channel around. If you have fans of Westeros, fans of the books, fans of the shows, fans of Game of Thrones, fans of House of the Dragon, let them know about the channel, point them our way, leave a like, share your thoughts, because this is about building a community that's safe to share your thoughts, whether they're popular and or not. Anyways, that's all for this video. Have a great night, and don't forget, the night is dark and full of terrors. Earlier in the video, we mentioned that Ryan Condal might be in some trouble, as would the production of House of the Dragon potentially be in trouble. What has happened is Ryan Condal has shown up on set live as it's happening, and I know some people might be like, well, what's the big deal? He's doing his fucking job. But the problem is there's a writer's strike going on. There's about to be a director's strike going on, and even though the writing was done and it's a writing team that tackles the Legacy of Westeros, there are going to be people that argue that he should not be there at all. You might have heard Zach referenced exactly this on our previous episode of House of the Empire that we didn't touch on then. We just referenced it and said we would bring it up at a later date. And we are going to get into a deeper discussion of that in a future episode of House of the Empire. An example would be Tony Gilroy, who's doing Andor Season 2 for Star Wars and Lucasfilm and Disney, obviously. Was there overseeing the final set of production days, if you will, for Andor Season 2, and he got called out by his fellow union members for being there. And, there's belief that if he's there, he can change things and not follow exactly what's written on the page. And I suspect Ryan Condal is going to go through some of the same accusations. So here is hoping that production can continue without any harm coming to it. Although I predict that there will be a media onslaught of some sort. Anyways, comment down below, like the video, and we'll see you next time.
Do you know what legacy means?
It's what you pass down to your children and your children's children. It's what remains of you when you're gone.